What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Bar, Drinks, and Entrees. This is Ladies Night. So Bar, Drinks, and Entrees, Ladies Night. My name is James.
My name is Kenny, and we're here bringing casual conversations to light.
So how you ladies doing tonight? First of all, we got Shaquita, Danya, and Kim. I call her Kim Clock. I call the one of Danya. I call her, my sister, and then we got Miss Quita up there, Quita Boo. But first, I'm gonna start off with Quita, just how you doing and everything like that, and introduce yourself a little bit.
I'm doing well, everyone. I'm Shaquita, and I'm from Alabama. I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but I'm here in DC now.
Okay, you got anything you want to promote? Anything you doing right now?
No, I'm working on some things, but I can't put it out.
I got you. Yeah, man. Okay. All right, I'm gonna come to you, Danya.
Oh, I'm Tanya. I don't have anything fancy to say. I'm glad to be on this podcast, finally. I was asked a long time ago, but somebody forgot about me, but that's okay. So, I don't have anything else to say. Just glad to be here.
Cool. Kim Clark. Miss Kim Clark.
Hi, I'm Kim. I, too, don't have anything fancy to say. I still don't know why I'm on here, but, I'm going to make the best of it.
Wow. That's how you feel about the show?
No, I'm happy for y'all. I like to be in the background.
I know. I do, too. So, but we here now. So, speaking of that, since you like to be in the background, we will come to you, Kim. What's been going on? How you been doing during the COVID-19, man? What's going on? What's changed for you and what you appreciate during this time?
The hardest part, I would say, is having a child and being stuck in the house. Having to be an employee, a homeschool teacher, a mother, and mind you, I'm praying I don't have to do this next year because one of us is not going to make it. One of us is really not going to make it, and she's 6, so.
So what are you appreciative of?
My health, and just being able that I have a job, because I know quite a few people that have lost their jobs due to this, and don't know whether or not. My sentiments to you.
It's all good.
But some people don't know whether or not they're going to have a job after this.
Yeah.
Right.
So being able to still provide for my family.
Okay, cool. Shaquita, what about you?
Just during this time during COVID, it's been good. I'm still working like crazy. I appreciate my Fridays like today. I treat my weekends as such. I still just try to just create like a schedule with everything. It's definitely just been an adjustment, but overall, I'm just grateful for this time of just like reflection. I've definitely just been doing a lot of that intentionally. So just during this time, just like really just aware of myself. And also like she said, like Miss Kim said, I am thankful for my health for sure.
Okay, cool. Danya, let's go to you.
Oh wow, I'm sorry. So like Kim said, it's been interesting playing. I call it being the quarantine aide, the teacher's aide, quarantine teacher's aide. I commend all single mothers. I commend all mothers that stay home and homeschool. I am a former teacher, AKA substitute teacher, and I cannot teach my own children. It has been torture for us here. And like Shaquita said, I look forward to Fridays because Saturday we don't have to wake up and do school. So, but I have a lot of kids and I thought that this was going to be hard, but it's actually been kind of fun. I guess because we're not in our normal routine, like our structure, like we kind of like just loosened up and chilled out. So they get candy when they never got candy before. I'm not like fussing, like stop running, you too loud, just let them be because we don't really have anything to do. And I learned a lot more about them. I thought I knew how they were, but they have like secrets that I didn't know about. So it's been fun learning the things that I didn't know about them because we have more time around each other 24/7. And I learned I love my husband because I don't know. I don't know if maybe like a couple months ago we could have been in this house 24/7, 7 days a week, all day long in each other's face and space with all of our children and survive. So I found out that I really do love him and we get along well. So that's been good.
That's good, man. That's good that you love your husband. That's a real good thing.
It's good.
You know what I mean? Kenny, what about you?
Y'all see me?
We see two of you.
Yeah, too. We see too.
Don't mind the technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it going though. But no, I've been good, man. Just maintaining. Definitely just keep prayers up for everybody and their family and everything like that. But definitely I'm praying for the end. Seems like this will never end, but for the most part I've been cooling, man, cool with my kids and my wife and everything like that.
That's good. That's dope. Same here, man. I'm just happy I got a job, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, still getting a check. A lot of people not getting checks, so they had to structure their lives differently. It also has made me value, value and appreciate different things, what I can and can't live without. Just little things that I don't need. It's crazy how, like, for example, everybody on here probably know I'm a tennis shoe fan. And I ain't bought a pair of tennis shoes in I don't know how long. And the tennis shoes I'm like, it's kind of almost pointless to have them. You know what I mean? Because that's like all this stuff that we have, I can't even use it right now. So it's like, it's making me value what I need and realizing what I can live with and live without. You know what I mean? So pretty much, man, that's pretty much everybody else. And then also just appreciating that I'm still healthy. A lot of people are, dying from the pandemic and everything like that. Whether it's a hoax or whether it's a conspiracy theory, whatever you think, it's a lot going on, man. So I'm happy that I'm able to, still get paid, still have a job in these times and healthy. I'm also, listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm also happy to pay attention to 4-5, man. He is must-see TV.
Yeah, man, you can't get mad at him no more.
Yeah, he is must-see TV.
Cannot get mad at him no more.
No, it's so funny to watch him on TV. Just like yesterday, he said, he would inject people with their disinfectant.
Go get y'all prescriptions.
Like injecting it, like 4-5, man. Like, what do y'all think about him right now in this time? How y'all think he handled it?
I can't even watch it. Like, I got the CNN app, so I get all the headlines just sent to me, and I just read the headlines and then I shake my head and I keep it moving. I don't have time to listen to his foolery.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what about you?
No.
I said, what about you? What do you think about 4-5?
You said me or Kim?
No, you.
Oh, I think the same. Like, I still think of him the same way as I have done before, just like Naya. I see it come up, but I really just don't tune in to him and tune into that foolery because I'm like, y'all did that, not us. Y'all did. He won the popular vote anyways, but that's neither here nor there.
Kim Clark, what about you?
Yeah, I can't watch him. I can't. My daughter doesn't even like him. But I can't watch him. Like, I go to social media to see what he does and says. Mm-hmm. Like the whole thing with the governor, with Kemp in Georgia, how he just retracted everything he said. Mm-hmm. So he just literally threw him under the bus. So I'm just like, I can't.
Of course, you already know that he's not going to throw himself under the bus.
I mean, of course not. But yeah, I can't with him. The whole inject people with disinfectant. Come on now. Are you serious?
That's our president.
No, that's not mine.
Right.
That's that Cheeto. I can't. That's not mine.
What you call him, a Cheeto? I'm sorry.
Every time you see him, he's tan.
Orange, like with the little goggle eyes.
Yes, every time.
Definitely is.
Every time.
So, speaking of what's going on, we going through COVID. I want to ask you ladies this question. I'm going to read something to y'all, and I want to know what y'all thoughts on it is. It's something that I came across You know, we got time, so been on the internet a lot, been on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I've been on there a lot, so I want to know what y'all thought process is on this. So just listen to me carefully. If my child and my husband both had COVID and needed a ventilator, and we only could give one to one of them, I'm saving my husband. I wouldn't want to raise my child without my spouse if I could help it. My child can't help me mourn the loss of my husband. My child can't help me fill the void left by my soulmate. Nah, fuck that. What kind of mother would I be? Life is already hard. Let this baby miss the turmoil and die in bliss. We can have another baby. And Danya, since you have kids, I'm gonna start with you.
You could just replace your child. You cannot replace your child. What kind of mother says that? One that's not a mother, obviously. Was the baby a baby or was it a real child? Like, did the baby just get here, or was the baby like 1, 2, 4? You don't replace children. What is wrong with her? I'm sorry. Baby's getting ventilator.
So you
Husband lived a life. Yeah, he lived a life. And let's save the ventilator for the baby who hasn't had a chance in life and see what happens. See who he grows in or she grows into be. I'm sorry. If I had to choose, that's just my opinion.
Okay, no, I mean, I'm just asking.
But even if I chose my husband over my child, I'm not gonna say, oh, I can just have another child. You know what I mean? Like that makes her sound like a bad person.
Okay.
I'm just gonna recreate that. You can't recreate that person. Okay, I'm going on mute now.
Now you, Kim, you know, coming to you because you have a child as well.
First of all, I can get another husband. You don't need a husband. Oh, hush.
Tell her again.
I can get I can pick the way you are. Thank you, baby. I can get another husband. But my child cannot be replaced. And like Danya said, he has lived his life. Who's my child? Who knows what's in store for my child? So I agree. She cannot be a mother. And if she is, she's not a good one, in my opinion.
Okay. Shaquita, what about you?
One, I'm gonna say I hate those questions that are like that when people have that whole thing of who to save. But no, I don't have children, but I'm gonna go with the other two ladies on their stance. You can never just say I can have another child. You don't know what God will bless you with. You don't know if you don't know if you will or will not have a child. And I'm just gonna agree with them just saying like that individual have had a life to live. That child didn't. And to say that your child is not your soulmate, that cannot be true. Your soulmate does not have to be just an opposite sex. You don't know if that child will be that for you. That child can help you get through that time. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little dumb.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad at you. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to ask Shaquita before I move to Kenny? You good?
No, I'm just gonna say it's just like them questions when say who get the plate first, the husband or the child. Please leave me alone with them type of things.
I'm just saying it was just something that I read, so I just wanted to see what your thought process was on that. Kenny, what about you?
Nah, you know, me being a father with 2 kids, I cannot see myself burying my kids. So I would definitely want to actually I would definitely want my wife to choose my kid over me. So I don't know if I could ever forgive her for doing that in the first place. So that's what I would say on that.
I feel like any father would do that. I feel like any father who loved his wife or his child would say, you know what, don't give it to me, give it to the baby. I just feel like that's normal. Like he wouldn't have thought like, oh, you should choose me. I just feel like that wouldn't be realistic. Like
So you saying that I look at it, I look at it from both standpoints. I
can't have a Leia again.
Yeah, you can't, because it's only one.
I can't
it's
have
only one Leia.
It's a different type of soul, you know.
But but it's only one of you two, Kenny. So at the end of the day, I mean, you know, like I'm not mad at what she said. I'm not. Not saying that I would take that route. I'm not saying that I'll take that route, but I'm not mad at what she said. You know, her circumstances, you know, from what she said she wanted to bring a child. She didn't want to bring a child in the world like that. You know, yes, you can have another husband and everything like that, but what if the husband doesn't, you know, take to your child, anything like that? Then she's coming up in a world where, you know, maybe it's hard. I mean, financially, we know single parents is hard financially and things like that. Being in that space, being a single mother, being a single parent, that could be rough on her, you know, and things like that. And, you know, then, like she said, mourning her soulmate. I'm not mad at her for that statement. You can rebuttal. You can rebuttal, Danya. Go ahead.
Time out, because we're dealing with the coronavirus right now, but for real, her husband could die in a car accident. He could have a heart attack. He could get shot. He could, I don't know, get hit by a tree. He could be gone any day.
By a tree? That's a wild.
I'm just like, you never know what's going to happen to you when you walk out that door.
Yeah.
So, you know, even if I just feel like to say you're just going to replace your child, like, you know, like Shaquita said, you don't even know if you can have another child. That could have been your one and only gift. And in today's society, it's a lot of us having a hard time having babies. So that could have been your one and only chance to have a child, and you just gonna throw it away thinking it's disposable. It's like, it's not a person, and it doesn't have a life. It doesn't mean anything to you. So either you didn't want to have that child with that man, or I don't know, like you don't want kids anymore. So it'd be like, that'd be an easy way to get rid of that child. Like, I feel like if you have kids, you just wouldn't say that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Before I chime in, go ahead, Shaquita, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, if she said that that's her husband, if you don't have a husband, y'all need to be making sure that y'all have a will and stuff like that. So I'm sure some of that is already, you have stated whether you're going to be on a ventilator. If I have to be on one, don't put me on one, take me off. How long? Like, so you should already have that already in place. So we don't be having to come to this type of decision making anyways, because it's already having written out. You said it. So.
Like I said, I don't have no problem with what she said, man. I mean, like I said, that's her thought process. I understand where she's coming from. Now, I'm not saying that I would want to bury my child, you know, if that was the case. No, let my child live and see the world. But just like you said, you can walk out this door. I could put my child on that ventilator, and as soon as they come off the ventilator, they can die too. It's the same thing. Like, it's really the same thing. If that child comes off that ventilator, I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm perished. Now, child come out, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. He gets in the accident. He or she gets in an accident or anything happening. Now she's without both of us. So I just think that it can happen either way. I do understand where you ladies coming from, you know what I mean? And Kenny, I mean, I don't have a child. So, of course, me not having children, the love that I would have for, I probably, you know, 9 times out of 10, I probably wouldn't, but I don't see it. And then somebody told me, because I asked that question to somebody else, that biblically, like, you're supposed to choose, and I don't know. That's why, you know, I'm just asking. You're supposed to choose your mate? Is that true? I'm not sure. Like, that's what I was told. Like,
never heard of that.
Never heard anything.
Never heard of
listen,
that.
somebody said that to me. I don't know.
Please.
Kenny, I can't hear you on mute. Kenny, you on mute.
Regardless of what the Bible say, man, don't bring me out of a coma to bury my daughter. Don't do it. Bottom line.
Okay, cool. I mean, you know, that was happy hour, man. But before we go to happy hour, we always got to do we've been doing this thing called Gotta Get Rid of One. So of course we want you ladies to play. So Kenny has a question. So Kenny, go ahead.
I'll be honest. We did this in the men's edition, and we had a whole bunch of questions. But we're gonna do just one for time's sake. Gotta get rid of one. Best man, The Wood, or Loving Basketball?
And you got to get rid of one. It never existed. Like, you got to get rid of one out of those three. Got to get rid of one. Who you want to start with, Kenny?
Quita?
I think.
And tell why.
Okay, I think I can go with Love and Basketball. Yeah. And why? Because those three movies are about love and friendship. But as an adult, you have just become to realize Love and Basketball, how it's written and scripted, is pretty BS.
Why is it BS?
You don't think a man would leave his?
No, it's just the whole part of, like when they were in college and the sacrifices that she was making, and he couldn't understand that. But as an adult, you would want that person to understand. If I was in that position, I'm going to do what I have to do because you are not paying for my scholarship. You're not paying for my school. So if you can't get behind me on that notion, sure, you may have needed me, but I need my education too. Like, I don't know. Right now, it's just all of just about support. But it's really because all those other movies are about love. I mean,
what about love too?
It's about love. Okay, you got The Best Man, you got The Wood. It's about love. It's about friendship. Love and Basketball too is about the same thing. I mean, yeah. I know, but those are just two of.
You just like them better. That's fine. You just like them better.
Yeah.
Who else, Kenny? Who you choosing next, Kenny?
Kim.
I'm gonna have to say The Best Man. One, because Love and Basketball is a classic.
Right.
That's one of my favorite ones. The Wood. Who doesn't love The Wood? Mm-hmm. Best Man, I could probably get rid of that only because they got Best Man too.
Okay.
So I could just come back to it.
So you want to cry?
I mean, shit. I have my moments where I could be a little bit emotional, so I done cried at least in all of them.
I hate Best Man too because of that, man. I'm like, why they had to kill her off, man?
I tell you why they killed. You know what? I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
Still, but then I can't get rid of Love and Basketball because it has my favorite. I mean, one of my favorite songs, the Maxwell song. Mm-hmm. And of course, that scene is inappropriate for the little people, but still, that's something for me.
Okay, cool. Okay. Ooh, do something for you, huh? Danya, coming to you.
Well, I have to say The Wood. Oh, sorry. Yeah. First of all, Love and Basketball is just like, when that movie came out, like what were we, like college when that movie came out? So I just feel like that's my life. Like that was me. Like I haven't played ball or anything like that, but all my exes did. But that's not the point. So yeah, I just felt like that's my life. Like that's what we went through. I came through that. I grew up through that movie. And then The Best Man is just like Black people with big success and what we really go through: envy, jealousy, secrets. We don't want to tell our business. We don't want people to know the truth. And then developing friendships, having real friendships, and understanding that those real friendships do help you get through your situations and your circumstances. And we need that support. And teaching us that we should be supportive to the people we call our friends, whether they be our close friends, because some of them are really close, or just like associates of the pack, because some of them weren't really close. They were just associates. So I like that movie for that point. In The Wood, I have to be honest with you, I just feel like I don't remember very much of it. You wildin'.
You know what? I'm sorry, that's your pick. But you know what I mean? But wow, I don't believe you said you didn't know the what? Man, please. Kenny, go ahead, Kenny, man.
Yeah, well, for me, like Love and Basketball, that movie was so dead on and so right for the time. You can't even make a sequel off that. It's a classic. You don't want nobody to mess that up. And I know they was talking about that a few years ago, but nobody don't want to see a Love and Basketball too, because the story was so dead on with a happy ending. Leave that story like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The best, I would say The Wood. I would say The Wood, man, because like Best Man, if I'm at a wedding or a family reunion and I hear Candy, I'm gonna start the Alexa slide. Like they was doing the
I got you.
I'm like, we gotta do that joint like they did on Best Man. So like, nah, but Best Man timeless, man, classic. So I would say The Wood, even though I'm a big fan of The Wood too. Pause. But like
you childish.
That movie was good too, though, man. Like, but I would say The Wood compared to those two movies.
So for me, I'm getting rid of Best Man. I'm getting rid of Best Man. Loving basketball, sports, that's what I played growing up. And, just to see, they grew up playing sports together from the time they was kids all the way to, college, went through the pros and everything like that, the turmoil and everything like that, and they found their way back to each other. Thought it was dope. I mean, of course, it's that happy ending that everybody like, oh, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that was dope. The Wood, it just, as Kenny say, pause, The Wood, but like, you know what I mean? It was dope, man, because that's my life, man. Most of the people that I hang with now, known for 20 years, 15 years, no, you know what I'm saying? I've known forever. And we grew up, you know what I'm saying, through high school or through college. And, I've been to, Kenny, I've been to your wedding. I've been to a couple of our friends' weddings and things like that. And it's been that, like growing up and, the men talk that we do, like that was the epitome of us. Like, you know what I mean? To see that and to see those things, man. And The Wood, that's probably my favorite movie out of the three. You know what I mean? Just like even when he was like, you let that nigga turn here, and I know it look better than him.
Yeah, like I see me, you, like, circle. So, I see us doing that for one another. You know what I mean?
So you know what I mean. And then Best Man, I had to let her go, man. She cheated on him. Don't even matter. She slept with his friend. I couldn't take it. I don't want no parts of that. I'm childish. I got ego. I don't even care about her. I don't care about her. I don't care how y'all ladies look.
I'm gonna side with the lady on this one. I'm gonna side with the lady on that one.
I don't care. She slept with his best friend, and she ain't say nothing. They should have said something from the jump, man. I'd have left her the office.
Why would you say anything? You're not gonna say nothing. Keep that to yourself.
Nah, man, that's my best friend. You need to give me the opportunity to see if I want to be with you after that. I mean, listen, I see your face. Hold on, Kim, go ahead, Kim.
This is the whole double standards thing. This is
it is. It is.
The whole double standards thing. Because y'all could do what y'all want to do on the slide. Oh, yeah, I hit her back in the day. And it's supposed to be cool with it. But let it have been a female that did that to your man back in the day. You still got a problem with it.
You cut. That's it. You don't get no second chances.
The big boy draws and get over it.
I ain't got them type of draws yet. I'm still immature in that space. Listen, you hit my man, I ain't got no dealings with you. Point blank period. That's just the bro code. That's the bro code.
Nah, but to me, that's equivalent though. Like how you said she hit her best friend. I mean, hit his best friend. But all these years in college, she had her looking crazy. Right?
Kenny, whose side are you on, bro?
I'm siding with the woman.
The truth. She do one bad thing, one thing, and it's over now. Now you gonna look at her sideways. She can't be your wife no more. She's not your soulmate no more.
I don't mind the other people that I don't know, but this somebody that, like, this is my homie. This is my, like.
That's why she did it.
I should steal you. Kenny, if you did that, I'd steal your mouth.
No. She said it in the movie.
He just being honest though.
Her way of getting back for making her look stupid in front of all them people, and she don't even know, is to hit dude right in his heart.
All right, so Kenny.
And it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything because
it doesn't matter what it meant.
She kept moving, like she moved on, like nothing ever happened. Didn't mean anything.
You know how we say it was just a quick, it was just a quick.
Okay, Kenny. I got one for you.
You about to turn it on me.
Yeah, because I see Shaquita make a face, so I'm gonna come to her. But Kenny, let me come to you real quick before I get to Shaquita. All right, you married, beautiful wife, right? Love her to death, don't you? How long? 7 years?
Yeah.
About 7 years.
Right.
She tell you yesterday that I hit.
Right.
You through with her, and don't lie on this camera. You done.
But that's not
okay. Now, did I have? Now it depends.
Right. Okay.
Hold on. It depends. Did I have the same history as Lance on Best Man?
Yeah, you have the same history. But and she had sex with me, and you found out at the altar.
I'm knocking joints off and having her, and then she comes years later and say, y'all hit in the past when we wasn't married. Would I forgive her?
Yeah.
I made a promise to God, man.
I'm.
Now you know what? I know that's right. Give it to us
Listen,
right.
Kenny.
That's
Listen, Kenny.
right.
It's all good. I'll be the bad. Listen, I'll be the bad guy. Cause real talk,
Yes, be the bad
reality-wise.
guy. Be the bad guy.
Trust me. Just because we didn't get a divorce. Now, the trust factor will have to be built back up. Is a lot of things. We probably have to go to therapy because you know my temper. But what I'm saying is, I would fight for my marriage.
No, I'm saying not even being married.
If it happened when we were married, then I can't do it.
Right, I'm talking about before marriage, because before he got married to it, that's when he found out. I'm saying, can you marry her after that?
No, that's why I say the trust factor had to be built back up. I would take her back, but like I married you and you didn't tell me this, so now I don't trust you.
But there are a lot of things that men don't tell us, and we still trust you. You know, that's a hard factor that men do. There's a lot of things in relationships, like privacy and the things that they keep to themselves that you all don't express or tell us. But when you do, it be years later, and we be like, "Why you didn't tell me?" But we're just like, "Okay, well that's fine," and keep it pushing.
I'm just saying, man, Kenny lying. No, Kenny lying. Kenny not taking her back after that, man. It's a bro code, man. It's just what it is, man. Kenny not taking her back. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And first of all, anyway, I would have told Kenny prior to him even marrying her. I'm not going to keep it a secret anyway. I'd have told Kenny because that's what a stand-up guy does. Anyway, Kenny, listen, before y'all go down the road, I just want to let you know me and her have a history. I'm not going to say that we did whatever we did in the sheets, but I will let him know we had a history and let him be able to make that decision. I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
I think that's only fair. But,
because James saying that because I can't never be with her. If one of my friends been with her, man, I can't.
I told you. I kept telling you. Told y'all better stop believing Kenny May's a liar.
No, I'm not a liar, man. I'm just saying you saying that because I said that. But when there's vows on the line, I'm gonna fight for it, man.
Okay, well, respect that. I respect if that's the case. Ladies, I'm assuming that y'all will just take the man back too. But before we
Wait. You make it
hey,
seem
you
like
sped through that.
you're just gonna fall for anything.
Hey, he sped through that real fast.
Kim, I'm not saying y'all gonna fall for anything, but the way y'all made it sound like, okay, it is what it is. We can move on with life. We can do that, and then we can move on with life.
Well, just ask the women though. Would they? Just flip the scenario. Flip it.
I would.
Okay, Don, you would.
It was before we got married.
Yeah.
No. But I also think it depends on who it is though.
Shaquita.
Yeah.
Same. It depends on who it is, and if it was like before we were married and stuff like that.
You good? You'll take them?
Because nothing ever came out of that. If it was just something that where we just had sex, that's just sex. And we kept it moving. We kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm here with you. So
that's all that matters.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna say, James, if if we was in that scenario, you better not say we got a lot of things in common ever.
No.
I would never do that to you, Kenny, man. I see how much you love your wife. So even in the event it did happen, I would take it to my grave.
Kenny, he ain't no good. He ain't
Nah, kid, I would take it to my grave. I'm just playing, man. I'd have been told you if it was something. But you know what I'm saying? Moving on from happy hour, man. Before we get into the first question, what you guys drinking on? Starting with you, Kim.
I have some Tito's and some ginger ale and lemonade.
Okay. Is that something you call it something, or that's just what you just mixed up today?
No, it was just something quick, and I got a Jello shot.
Okay. You ready for the weekend? Is it a favorite drink of yours that you like to partake in, or
what? Any other time?
Yeah, just like what's your favorite drink?
Oh, it's either Tito's or Crown Apple.
Okay. Danya, what about you?
Oh, I got two drinks. So like Kim, I got some Tito's and cranberry juice in the big glass. Oh yeah. But first I'm gonna finish my sangria.
Okay, cool. So is it any particular drink that
I'm a Jack baby. I like Jack and Coke.
Cool. Let's go to you, Miss Chapman. Miss Quita Boo.
I'm having some Kettle One Orange. I've never seen it. I'll show you the bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
And I have some tonic and some fresh squeeze of some lemon inside.
Ooh,
Cool.
you fancy, girl. I'm fancy.
Yo.
Cool.
And she called it Orange J. Not orange, but Orange J.
That's what it says. O-R-N-J-E.
Orange J.
Oh,
Okay,
you
Orange J.
said
Hey,
Orange J.
is this how you women order your drinks at the brunch?
So is that something that you particularly partake in, or what's your drink?
Usually I'll have a tequila and tonic.
Okay.
I do a French 75.
Hmm.
Yeah, or some rosé.
Rose, cool. What about you, Kenneth Lamar?
I got Basil Hayden. It's a
Good drink.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So it's something you put me on too. I've been drinking it ever since. This is great quality whiskey. But I'm a whiskey type of guy though. Whiskey and cigar.
Okay, whiskey. Okay, cool. Me, I'm drinking whiskey as well, Kenny. So shout out to the whiskey. Drinking Uncle Nearest. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. So this is what it is, Uncle Nearest. If you know your history on whiskey, this is black owned. He was one of the pioneers for Jack Daniels. Like I ain't gonna say pioneers, but he assisted Jack Daniels in making sure he got his off the ground. So,
Hey.
So start drinking this and leave that Jack alone.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So moving on, we're gonna start with question 1. So Kenny, go ahead.
So we're gonna let everyone on the line pick a number between 1 and 10, and James and I already have a number. But the numbers that are closer to the number that me and James already picked would be the order of the selection.
Yeah, the order of the selection.
Yeah. So I'll start with you, Kim. 1 to 10.
7.
Okay. Quita.
3.
Okay. And
Danya.
Donnie.
Oh, 5.
Okay, so it would be Kim first because she hit dead on.
You done told everybody our number.
We gotta change. We change it every week, James. Damn.
Yeah, tell everybody our number.
All right, and then followed by
Danya.
Danya, and then Quita. All right, so here we go. First round. Y'all want to toast the first round?
Okay, we can toast. We can have a toast. We usually toast at the end, but we can do it at the first round.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. The first question, the first round is: do you believe in work wives or work husbands? Is it okay for your significant other to have one?
We coming to you, Kim.
Okay. For me, I've had a work husband, but it was strictly, at work. We were cool. It was just just a little nickname. It was nothing going on. It was just a little nickname. I don't believe in that. For my man, he's not having a work wife. Not at all.
We're gonna let everybody ask before we rebuttal.
Because I don't need her providing all the extra stuff that a wife would provide. That's my duty. That's my job. You need your food. What you need, boo? I got you. You're not bringing no cookies that you done cook the extra batch for him. We're not doing none of that extra stuff.
Okay.
She can help him out with work. That's it. And I'm talking about work that you get paid for, not the extra work.
Okay. Well, who you want to go to next, Kenny, to ask this question to?
Not the second.
Okay.
It was
Danya.
Danya.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't really care. I think I was in a position where I didn't know I had a work husband. It was like we were just really cool, and then everybody just said that we were together, so he became my work husband. And then I think Marcus had a work wife, and he didn't know that she was his work wife, but everybody else did. So, but you kind of get the perks, like you said, Kim. Don't bring them no cookies. Girl, those cookies were good. Every Christmas, birthday, when she had extra batches, when they wanted to go lunch and she paid for it, hey, that's what works for me. Free lunch for the week. Like, I didn't really care because at the end of the day, I know when you coming home. I know where you are. Like there's communication. So even if you are hanging out and getting drinks, happy hour after work with your work wife, I still know where you are and you're coming home at the end of the day. And as long as I feel secure in that, I don't really care. Like the gift cards were wonderful. Christmas time stuff, like we called her Hater. Hater was wonderful to us. You know, her husband didn't like my husband because of their relationship, but I didn't care. Like,
Shaquita.
I don't have a defined answer, but I guess I would just say whatever you do, just make sure that you are secure
Right.
at the end of it. That's all. And just make sure that there's trust. Like you all really like trust each other, and making sure that you're open. Let me know everything, what's going on, which I done did and everything. Talk. I want to know too. Tell me.
Right. Right.
I don't know. I've never had a work husband, so I don't know. Oh, I know.
Kenny.
you grunting over. I mean, I'm secure, but you know, like I ain't feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess it's a pride thing with men. Like I ain't feeling no work husband. He just be a coworker. You know what I mean? And like going to happy hour for drinks. I'm not. I mean, as long as it's with a group of people, I guess, not just you and him, because I know how dudes are. You know what I mean? So you know, I would say that. You know, I ain't feeling it.
I'm all for it. Listen, I need the perks. You know what I'm saying? I want you to buy me lunch. You know what I'm saying? I want you to bring me the cookies, the gift cards. You know what I mean? Listen, I don't have no problem with the work wife and the work husband thing, man. Like Danya said, you know, Shaquita said, like, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're secure, you know what I mean? So what? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Now, you know, I got a rebuttal for Kim because it seemed like she talked about the double standard. It's funny that she can have a work husband, but I can't have a work wife. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. And I give you a chance to talk back. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that, you know, it is what it is. I guess we would just have to, you know, if I came home and I told you everything about it and it bothered you, though, I would, you know, scale it back and everything like that, because, you know, I want my home to be happy and I want you to be secure. So in that aspect, out of respect for my wife or my significant other, I would try to maintain a professional, make sure that it's always professional and she always is secure without situation or whatnot. But I don't see nothing wrong with it, man. Like you said, as long as you come home to me,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll openly say I'm double standard with it, because because I know how a male hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like the signs and stuff, I'll pick up on it. But like, you know, I would expect her to trust me to peep the signs of me being hunted by a woman. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I'm just saying that. Like, in that I'm a double standard in that situation.
I feel like this, man, whether she's being hunted or not by the guy or I'm being hunted by the female, it's not about neither one of them. It's about me and my relationship. They don't have to respect the relationship, but I do. So at the end of the day, that's just how I feel.
We're going to get into the women.
Hold on. Let Kim talk. Kim got something to say.
So let me say this. Let me go back on my statement.
No, stand by it.
No, I am. I've had a work husband before. But I think it's also boundaries that have to be set too.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, if he has a wife, a girl or whatnot, I don't want her to feel like I'm trying to move in on whatever they got going on. That's no. Like, it just has to be boundary set. And let's say this. Kenny, I know you said something about, like, you know how dudes move. I feel like females are worse than guys.
yes.
A
Agreed.
female will try you, and it's going to be a lot more sneaky than I feel like a male would be.
And they're never paying attention. They don't know the signs. You don't pick up on the clues. You don't get it until it's too late.
Yeah, because I can see your work wife. You can have a work wife and be real cool. We done been around the family, everything. And the whole time, this chick got alternative motives. And of course, some males are just oblivious to the fact of what she's trying to do. So I think boundaries just have to be set for that.
Okay,
And
so
especially like I would need to be secure in it. My husband, my boyfriend, whoever would need to be secure. We need to be secure in what we have going on.
So Shaquita, let me come to you real quick because I see that you was nodding your head to what the woman was saying and everything like that. So with the boundaries being set, do you think it's a particular boundaries, or what would be your boundaries? And it's another question I have for everybody. How would you introduce that person?
You said I need to answer that. How would I introduce?
No, I want to know what's your boundaries when it comes to a work wife or work husband, and then how would you introduce that person? Would you introduce them as a co-worker or the work husband?
Number one, well, the boundaries would be to make sure that they're not interfering with anything that you have going on with home. Number one. There could be some limits on what type of discussions that you all have, because if there are things that you're sharing with her that you're not sharing with me, then that's a problem, and then that's the issue. So framing around communication, making sure she's not interfering with life, and I guess just also just timing. How much time can you really just spend with her? You know what I'm saying?
Danya?
So I kind of agree, but I don't, because I think it's good and healthy for people in relationships to have opposite sex friends. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but I just think it's good sometimes because communication can be hard in a relationship, and you just need to, maybe another female can help my husband understand my point of view, or another male can help me maybe understand my husband's point of view, because we all communicate differently. So I'm not opposed to having the opposite sex friends in our, in our circle. So the boundaries for me is just like, I think like if I ask you what you did today with your work wife or your friend and you can't tell me, then that's a sign that y'all need to be friends. Right. But if you come home like, hey, me and Hater, we did this, and she said that. Yeah, that's what we called her. So she did this, and that. She was hating because she wanted Marcus, but she couldn't have him. So, it was like, then I understand the dynamics of their relationship. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't affect us because it was for work. But, she did call him sometimes, but it was never like, I never felt threatened by their relationship because he's always coming home and he's talking about what they did. So if they did go to lunch or they did go to happy hour, I'm like a part of that whole process, not process, but I'm a part of what's going on in their relationship. So when you're hiding it, then that's when it's a problem. Like, hey, what'd you do what was y'all talking about when you went to happy hour? Oh, nothing. Okay, that's a sign that y'all need to be friends no more.
Gotcha. So how would you introduce? Go ahead, Kenny.
No, I'm gonna ask because I gotta flip it on you, James. Now, let's say you don't care about that. You don't care about none of that.
I don't.
Let's say the work husband plans for her gets mixed up with your plan. I mean, gets in front of your plans. Let's say you wanted to surprise her with a movie date and a dinner or something. I'm just doing something basic, but she says no. Me and my coworker, we was going to a happy hour. How would you feel?
I would just ask my work wife, did she want to go?
That's it?
Nah, I mean.
You wouldn't feel no type of way, nigga? You ain't no robot.
Listen. Nah, of course you're going to feel some type of way when you want to, spend that time with, that quality time with your significant other. Like I said, as long as it don't, like what Shaquita said, actually, as long as it don't interfere with the personal home or your home front, I think that it's okay. I mean, like I said, if, there's certain times, but I also think when it comes to that, it's all about communication, like everybody's been saying too. Like, you would know about a happy hour. Like, she would, like that's just not something that's going to be sprung up on you when you're ready to go out to take her to the movie. She's going to, let you know, hey, me and such going out to happy hour. You cool with that or is okay with that? Like I still, like Don, you said, I still think you should be in a loop with those things. So I can say, hey, nah, boo, because I wanted to do something with you tonight. No, I ain't gonna lie. I want her to make the decision to be with me. Like, oh, well, he said he went, no, I ain't trying to hear that. No, I definitely ain't trying to hear that. Like, but you still have to keep the lines of communication open. Like, if my work wife says she want to go to happy hour, I still have to call home and talk to my, my significant other and say, hey, such and such want to go to happy hour. And then she said, oh, no, man, I have plans for us. Oh, all right, well, shorty, listen, I can't do it tonight. Maybe we can go tomorrow or maybe we can go next week. My wife is going to come first. I don't care what type of work wife she is. It's just that's what it is. So I don't think that'll be a problem either. And if she's doing that, then we got some things that we got to talk about.
That's the problem. Because she don't have a choice. When he said, I got plans to take you to a movie, and you let her know, and she say, no, then something's wrong. That's the end of the relationship.
That's
my bad. I'm coming home. All right, what time is the movie? I'll meet you there or whatever. You don't get the option to be like, oh, no, I'm going out with my coworker. No, ma'am, that's a problem. That's the end of that relationship.
Kim, you tell you how you feel, Kim. Before I get to you, Kim, I'm sorry. Shaquita, I need to come back to you because I asked you a question. I didn't give you a chance to answer it. How would you introduce? Would you introduce your work husband as your work husband or just a coworker?
I'm introducing him as a coworker first. Yeah. And then just keep it open to saying like what we're doing or he did this and we're doing that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, yes, he's my coworker, but the person of my partner would know like how things are going and what's happening. And so you can kind of get the gist like, oh, that's her work husband. Like he ain't nobody. They just, that's all it is.
Cool. Danya, how would you introduce before I go to Kim?
We just gonna call her hater. No.
How would you introduce work husband or coworker?
I'd probably say this is my friend from work.
Okay, cool. Kim, it sounded like you want to say now. I seen you threw up the deuces or whatnot. So I guess you was responding to what Kenny asked me. What is that? That's how you feel?
I was responding to what you had said about if she got in her feelings about me saying, no, I can't do this today because I'm going with my girl, my wife. And if she had a problem, then she would have to go. It's a wrap. Okay. But if I had to introduce them, I would introduce them as my work husband only because my significant other would have already known who they were. They just hadn't met them in person yet.
Okay, cool.
So I would have already talked about them. They probably would have already been on the phone, FaceTime, whatever. But in person, it'd have been like, oh, babe, this is so-and-so, my work husband. They'd have been like, oh, I done heard about you.
Cool. Got you. Kenny?
Man, if my wife introduced another man as a work husband, I'm gonna say, what the fuck you mean, work husband? right in front of the nigga. I'm sorry. I mean say nigga, but
yeah, please, Kenny. Can you refrain from it?
I'm passionate about this. Like, you're not going to introduce any man as a work husband attached to any other label, word side of it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't feeling that. Okay. I think I take it as disrespectful.
All right, cool. For me, my wife can do it. It's just as long as I know about it from the jump. You know what I mean? I got to know about it up front. And I might play the Mr. Cool, but I'm going to still have some jealousy behind it. I ain't going to lie. Because obviously he's doing something too that, that made him the work husband. So sometimes I may feel like she's entertaining some of the stuff that he says or telling them things that she may not feel as though she could tell me. So I feel you on that, Kenny. So like, I'm gonna play it cool. I ain't gonna lie, like, yeah, all right, cool. What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah. She tell me all that. And then I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. So
I'm gonna address it right there.
Yeah, you're jealous, but it's all good.
I ain't jealous, but I'm a straightforward person. Like, I don't care what you think I feel like.
Wow. Okay.
That's the type of person I am.
Cool. We got to move on, Kenny, man. Let's move on to the next question.
I'm just saying. All right.
So, Danya, this one on you, Danya. Second round on you, Danya.
Here we go. Second round. do you believe we have closed the gap on gender equality between men and women? If not, do you think we got a long way to go? An example, like, equality between men and women, like salary and, getting paid more than the other. And also, can you date a man that makes less money than you?
So
Well, I got the hard question.
that's not a hard question. Everybody got to answer it.
It's real political. No, I don't think we bridged the gap. Do I think we're close? I think maybe, I don't really know. And part of that's probably because I don't work like for a corporation, or I don't work for the government. I'm a part-time worker. I either work for the school system, or I work for an interior design firm. That's what I really do. So I've never worked for corporate America, so I really don't know what the comparison really is. But I do know that I don't think we've come close. I think there's still work in progress. Let's say that.
So just to clarify, you mean for a woman to a man's salary, you don't think y'all come as close to a man's salary?
No.
Okay. All right. Next.
Quita,
Mm-hmm.
we'll come to you. What's your thoughts on that?
No, I definitely don't feel that we have bridged the gap between gender equality. There's still like definitely a big, huge hole that's there. And then it definitely gets into it really more when it's based off of race. If you're a Black woman, then you're definitely at the bottom.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact like percentage of like how much like the dollar is,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that we're just nowhere where we need to be for it, because even we're just nowhere where it needs to be.
Kim?
My bad. No, I don't feel like we're nowhere where we need to be. I've had friends in situations to where they've had issues with their job, dealing, getting paid more. And they're putting in all the work and even more. And then you have a male counterpart that comes up and gets paid more for doing less, or having you do more of the work. So no, I don't. I feel like we're always gonna have this issue, regardless, unless you're in your own business.
What's your thought process, or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first, bro.
All right, and this is all my opinion, and I'm saying this to the masses, not just the people here on the chat. I mean, have we bridged the gap? Of course we bridged the gap some. Like, let's be honest, the gap it may not have closed a lot, but it has been, the gap is not as wide it was, because y'all have more rights. Y'all know y'all do. I mean, of course, I know we have, I'm not going to necessarily say from y'all can vote now and things like that, but of course I have. I mean, the dollar's getting closer, and everything like that. And the experience that when I talk to certain women, the experience that I've heard is really more so the woman against the woman, and not necessarily the woman against the man. Y'all don't support each other enough to even, listen, this is what, so Jenny, listen, this is what it is. Y'all don't even support each other enough. I know a lot of women that said, especially in the corporate America, that the woman that if the woman's their supervisor, they'd rather have a male supervisor because they tend to treat them better than the woman when she's the supervisor. I've heard this a lot. I see your face down here, but I've heard this a lot. I've heard that a lot of women has a lot of fight when it comes to the other woman just because they feel threatened, or it's always a competition between the women and everything like that. So she don't lift her up, but she don't bring her up. Like, I know a person personally that had to file complaints on her supervisor because there were certain things where she felt like her job was threatened. There was other things that was going on, or she was always harder on her than she was the males that was on the same in the same position as her. She just gave her a lot of shit when she was working, and I've heard that from a couple of women. And then if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, but when some of the women had an opportunity, and I'm not talking about you guys, but it was an opportunity to select Hillary Clinton, and I'm not saying that she would have been a great president. We don't know, but I think she would have been better than 45. But at the end of the day, like they was like, nah, we're not choosing her. She a woman. We don't think a woman can run this world. And there was a couple times that was another opportunity, and that women could have stepped up to me. And this is all my opinion. I'm just saying this is my opinion. This is James' opinion. I don't want to put this opinion on anybody else, but I've seen that one too many times. I've seen it in the sense of just watching it from my own experience, watching how a supervisor talked to a female and then how she talks to a male. And I'm like, geez. So like sometimes I think y'all possibly may be the problem or whatnot. Go ahead, Shaquita. I know you want to go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to go back to the beginning of the question. So I answered the question wrong because I thought you were talking about as far as pay, but you're definitely
That's what I was going to say. I was going to jump in and give my opinion because
I think I got confused because you put the two questions together and you ended it with the question about can you date someone that makes less money than you would? So I got confused. So I want to go back and retract.
Yeah, because I'm talking in totality. I'm not talking about just
totality. Yeah, because I was like, that's gender wage gap and not gender inequality.
I'm talking about totality.
Okay, yes, in totality. I still do not think that gap hasn't been bridged because there are still individuals where companies or anyone, they will pick a man over a woman because they feel like that man can hold more. They just know just better.
They feel like under pressure, he can handle the pressure better of the job.
Yeah, just the pressure, just anything in general. You're still going to always probably just pick a man, individuals pick a man just over a woman. We're still, even because I can definitely probably say if there was a job and there was just between a man and a woman, they're going to pick that man still over me. And there's still things of gender inequality just all over the world because you still have to think about like in India or where they still like now to this year where they just were able to learn how to drive or they can drive a car, you know what I'm saying? So, or even still for the fact to where women still can't pick their husbands, you know, so.
But that's religion-based though, right? Some of that is religion-based though, right?
Some of it, yes, it's still religious-based, but there's still just a gender inequality just about it. There's still just a lot of things, because if you like read your, like not saying you don't read your facts, but just read up on it, there's just a huge gap just all the way around like the world to where women are still behind.
Yeah, I mean, but even with the, like you said, the husband and picking the husband and the wife, and I don't mean to get too far off topic, but I have a friend, his wife was picked for him, so it's the same thing. His wife was picked for him. He didn't get to pick his wife, it was picked for him. Mm-hmm. Now, whether they groomed that young lady to be his husband, it didn't matter. No matter what he did outside of all that, once it was said and done, his wife was picked for him. So, you know, like I said, I just think that, you know, of course, we have a way to go? Yes. I mean, I think the dollar amount does need to be a little closer, but you do see a lot of more women in powerful positions than you have in the past.
I just want to jump in and just give my answer. Like, I don't, like, when I read the question, do you believe we have closed the gap on gender equality between men and women? I don't necessarily I don't automatically think about finances. You know, like, I automatically think, like, I think more opportunities that women have that today than they had back in the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s. Like, I know women, you know, just in the line of work I'm in, you know, my company is partners with companies of women-owned businesses. You know what I mean? Like the women that own their business and they're doing shit probably better than me on how many account-wise they got, how many accounts they have, contracts they have with the federal government. So it's like, I feel like that, you know, sometimes, you know, me being in the private sector world where, you know, I do full time, I'm a senior executive account manager. So I go out, we bid on government contracts, and they have these things called social economic statuses. And every fourth quarter or so, they have trends. So one trend will be a service disabled veteran owned. And then one trend will be they're looking for economically disadvantaged women-owned businesses. So if I see an opportunity out there where my job can actually bid on this contract, well, my company can bid on this contract, I can't bid on it. I have to go find an economically women-owned small business. And I'm only speaking on what I deal with day to day. So I feel like in some aspects of the world, and I know what I'm talking about, finances probably is tied to it because the lady owned her own business, but I'm just saying, like, I have to go and find a partner that's a woman-owned business, actually bid on a contract and make some money off of it. So just what I deal with day to day, I think that there are more opportunities there. If the gap is not even, I do believe that, you know, we are striving to closing the gap. I mean, I see it firsthand. I think the federal government on the contracting world is trying to gear more businesses toward women-owned small businesses. And
I think that's a lot around the world because we have to do the same thing when we have to bid out our contracts that's over $10,000. We have to have a minority and a female on the.
You got a scorecard to meet every quarter. You got a scorecard to meet.
So we have to meet it too. Go ahead, Danya.
I'm sorry. Giving opportunity means that we're bridging the gap. Like, you're forced to give us an opportunity because the world says, oh, we're still not equal. We're not on the same playing field. So let's go ahead and give them one little slot. You have to have one little female. You have to have one minority on your team before you can get this deal. But the rest of you can be male. You can be black male.
That's
you can
fair.
be Asian male. You can be a Puerto Rican. But because we're giving this one slot to this one woman, now we're bridging the gap. That's bridging the gap? No, it's not.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Because you got to work your contract through a low economic female business. Now we're bridging the gap because you got to go and find this because this is the requirement now. No, that's not bridging the gap. That's saying, we're going to put this, we're going to cover it up, and we're going to say we did our part because I said, I'm giving you this opportunity, girl. Take that opportunity. Now, look what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you come up. We're trying to help you do better. We're trying to give you exposure. Lies. Because
Okay,
some of it.
Hold up, y'all. I know Shaquita wanted to say something. If she was about to say something, then I want to come to Kim. But go ahead, Shaquita.
No, that's what I'm going to agree with Danya because that's exactly when you were saying that. Kenny, I was like, well, is the world really just doing that because that's what society has been saying? Because if society didn't say to do that, we would still be out here looking crazy. We would probably still be out here doing this washer work and everything else. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be in these positions. We wouldn't. But since we're making you all do it, you're going to do it because that's what you have to do for diversity and inclusion.
All right, Kim.
I really feel like this is it's a sensitive issue because no matter what, whether we're 100 years from now, we're still going to be at the same issue. Because I just feel like we as females, whether we're white, black, Indian, purple, it doesn't matter. We're still, I feel like we're still not going to get the respect that some of us deserve. Because I can sit here and work my ass off. I can have my own business. I can do all of this stuff and still not get the respect I deserve. Only because, like you said, that societal norm or rule, whatever you want to call it, that they have to have a female in this. And then you get all this stuff. Oh, well, she only got here because she's a female. She only got here because this is what we needed. It's been done. And I think some people just that's one of the things that people try to sweep under the rug. Mm-hmm. Now, can I go into the question about could I date somebody that made less than me?
Yeah, because we're going to come back to that.
I've done it.
Huh?
She said she done it.
I've done it. I don't hold it against them because maybe I'm just in a better position. Cool. But if they're also able to provide for the family, which we're trying to build, the relationship that we have, I have no problem. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to just hold the family down on my own and you're not pulling your weight. That's what I'm not going to do. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, yeah, who cares if you're making less than me? But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, if you're trying to push yourself to do better, I have no complaints.
Okay.
I have no complaints.
Respect.
Quita, let's come to you on that question. Can you date somebody that makes less money than you?
Yeah, I can. Because it's just like I would want someone to do unto me as I treat them as I want to be treated. The same thing, you know what I'm saying? So you just never know. And like she said, as long as you're helping out and just holding what we have going on, then perfectly fine. That's okay. One of us ain't gonna be making the same amount of money anyways. So what was gonna be? So I'm down.
Okay. Danya.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And especially because in my own relationship, like things change, cycles happen and things change. So where you might have been the person that was head of household or providing, or you did everything, sometimes when we want to pursue different things and our lives change, we figure out what we're really trying to do, our purposes, we're trying to pursue our purposes in life, then that might mean that I might then become the breadwinner and I'm now supporting you. But if we love each other and we understand what we're all trying to do, we're on the same page, it doesn't matter who's in the forefront or who's the one that's bringing in the most money. It just matters that we have understanding. I'm supporting you, you support me, and vice versa. It's kind of like the option that I always have. I can work or I don't have to work. You know, it's not a requirement because he's willing to support me in whatever it is that I'm trying to do. And now we're doing it the opposite way. I'm supporting him in whatever he's trying to pursue. It's just, you know, you got to stay on the same page. You have to understand and respect each other and learn what real support is. It's not about a dollar. If I love you for who you are, not for what you bring to the table. You know, because things change, life changes. You could lose your job, and then if you lost your job, I can't date you no more. That's rude, you know.
That's fake. Yeah, it's fake. Yeah.
Nah, so I got two more things before we move on from this question about this, and it's just one of the questions, a little fun question, but this, I hear what you guys saying about dating somebody that makes less money than you. So would you still make that man feel ego wise, you know, because men let's call a spade a spade. Men do thrive off their ego. Your palate, if you make more money than me, especially if substantially amount, your palate is different from mine. Let's just say you make you make six figures, whether it's high or small, whatever. You in six figures and I'm still five figures, but I'm mid five figures, 50,000, something like that, and things like that. My palate is different from your palate when it comes to anything as such as, you know, owning a home, you know, purchasing items and things like that. Do you still expect me to be the man of the house and pay a mortgage? Are you coming at me like that, or is this thing 50-50 too? Because since we're talking about gender equality, I want to add gender roles in there a little bit. But can I see you want to say something? I'm gonna go and let you go, but I just want to ask this: like, how does that work in that sense? Is it okay? Hey, I make $150,000 a year, but you make $60,000 or $70,000 a year. I want to live like this, but are you still expecting the man to be the man that, hey, the man's supposed to take care of the home, so yeah, this is the house I want, figure it out? Or are you like, nah, we're gonna make this work together?
I was just gonna say, just to be fair to the women, some of that has to be, you know, the men have to accept that too now.
Right. I do believe that.
Yeah. And that has to be a role.
Right. I know we have to accept it. I mean, shit, we ain't got no choice. If you making more money than me, I gotta accept it. Right. I mean, if I'm going to stay in a relationship with you, but
we saw how Martin handled it.
No, he pounded the piss poor. But what I'm saying is, I'm asking the women on that aspect. So how does that change dynamics of the household as well? Does the gender roles change? Do you still expect me to do certain things? Because like I said, if you're making a substantial amount more than I am, then do you still expect me to, like, you can afford this size house, but with my salary, I can't. So how does that work? And let me come to you first, Danya.
What kind of women you been talking to?
No, I'm just asking a question, man.
Where are you getting these ideas from?
I'm not getting no ideas from nobody. Listen, it's out there like that. I know some women that still like.
I know some women who still have really high standards. You can't have no kids. You can't have bad credit. You can't. But guess what? Those are the same women who are alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was loud. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, it'll be like, if I would like to have this kind of house and my income can afford that, but we're together, we're going to move in this house together, then we're going to work together to get this house. As long as you're cool with us living in this house, like this lifestyle that we're developing. I'm not going to make a demand and say, I want to live in this almost $1 million house and you got to pay for it, but you don't make that money to pay for it by yourself. That's not fair to you. And like you said, a guy is all about his ego. That's not helping him feel like he's man enough to do this. My role, and I'm married, so I can only speak from a marital perspective, but my role is to support my husband and make him feel like he's the man that he is. So if I want $1 million house, then I'm going to say, well, let's work together to figure out together how we can have this house. Or I might say, I probably could afford that $1 million house, but maybe we don't need it at this time until he can acquire what he feels like he needs to have to buy it himself, if that's how he feels. I think it just depends on the man. If the man feels like he's supposed to do this, then I'm gonna step back and be like, well, you figure it out. But I feel like we should work together. Like we should do this together.
Okay, cool. Kim?
Can you go to can you come back to me? I'm sorry. Yeah. I had to be a parent real quick.
No worries. We understand. Frida. You muted.
Oh, I'm going to agree with Danya. I mean, these are conversations that, okay, so are you speaking like if we are married, if this is just dating? Because I'm just like, these are.
I'm talking from a marriage standpoint.
Okay, well, these are questions that you ask beforehand, so you can kind of know how to move in their relationship to know this is something that we should continue to go on. No, I would not feel, because you can kind of know that when you're dating or whatever, but I would not make that man's ego feel small. We're going to work together just as a team. Sure, my palette may be 6 figures, but that doesn't mean I'm living a 6-figure life. You know, I don't have to. And maybe that he could be making 60-50, but he also could have a house. That does not mean that he could not. Maybe he still did what he was supposed to do financially to still be where he needed to be. But that doesn't mean that we can't be together. Because still at the end of the day, just money isn't everything. It's your mindset about things. It's us working together just as a team. Because one is not above one another in this, because that's just how I play things out, you know. So
cool. I was just asking, just about that, Kim.
Sorry about that. No, I'm not about to make his ego I'm not about to make him feel any less than me. We're together, we're a team. But I'm also going to be the one that's going to push you. If I know I want better, if I know I want more, I'm going to push you.
Yes.
Because if I'm not going to push you and I'm doing it and I'm pushing myself, we're not a team then.
Gotcha.
Like, it's a give and take, and we have to be on this together. I've been in a situation dealing with a person. They had a job, they lost their job. But I also felt like I was the one pushing them more. And in that situation, I'm going to fall back. You're going to start seeing me change because I can't want it more than you want it.
Gotcha. Okay. I respect that. I respect that a lot. I
do. I agree with Don. Like, I'm married, so I've been married for 9 years. So it's like, damn. One of the biggest things, I was waiting for Kim to say team. I was waiting for the word. When Kim said team, marriage is all about being a team. And John, you said you were pointing the question as far as being in a marriage. And it's a team. You have your wins, you have your lows, you have your ups, you have your downs. Like right now, I'm the breadwinner in my marriage. But damn, my business can go out of business, and I'm leaning on my wife to hold the fort down until I can find something new. So It's like if she makes, let's say tomorrow, she makes more money than me. I'm like, okay, cool. if you are in tune with your wife, let's say your wife can make 6 figures but don't know how to manage money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the word team means a lot, man. Like it really means a lot. She can make the most money but don't know how to manage her money, and she's living like you.
Yeah,
Because she in so much debt. So okay, you make the money. Okay, cool. I'll take the kids to school, but I'll manage the money. You can have what you want, get the necessary things, get your nails done, get your hair done, get your clothes, whatever, all that stuff, but I'll manage the money. So we'll have money for bills, we'll have money for vacation, we'll have money for the kids whenever anything come up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not always about money. It's about what you bring to the table in a marriage, man.
Got you. No, I was just a question. And the last question I got is just kind of like just a fun question, man. Gender roles, man. How y'all feel about the gender roles? And what I mean by that is, could y'all date a stay-at-home dad, number one? And then, like, could it be gender roles? Do the gender roles stay the same in a relationship? Can y'all do some of the things that the men do? And the reason why I asked is because me and Kenny had a conversation about this prior too. And I'm gonna let Kenny speak on what he said about gender roles. Don't do that, Kenny. You know what I'm talking about, what you said. But could y'all date a stay-at-home dad? Starting with you, Shaquita, could you? It could just be a yes or no, because for time purposes.
Yeah.
Okay. Kim. No, you can't. It's all on your face. It's all on your face, Kim. No, you can't.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes and no, but I also feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like I need for him to be pulling in something too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I appreciate him being able to stay at home, take care of the household, whatever, but I also feel like I'm still gonna have to come home and still do that stuff too. It's just me. That's just the woman in me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Daya, can you?
Yeah, I definitely can.
Okay, cool. And the reason why I asked this question is because me and Kenny was talking about this one time. And we was talking about gender roles, and we was talking about gender equality and everything. He equated it to women. He said he feels as though women use this gender equality or women's rights thing for opportunity purposes, or just when it's a personal gain, when it's convenient and a personal gain for them. And he said that, and the reason why, and he brought up, he said, "Lynn, what about gender roles? Like, he feels as though, would you take out the trash? Would you cut the grass?"
Yeah, because I'm like, if my wife coming home, I'm looking like Martin, because after I joined the coat with the bush, the afro, and she has to be like, she put me down and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, well, go cut the grass. Go fix the car. Go change the tire. Like, I think women sometimes use equal rights conveniently sometimes, I think.
Oh, so when y'all come to these gender roles, do y'all feel as though, like, are you going out there to cut the grass, Kim?
Oh, no, I'm paying somebody to go cut my grass.
I was just saying, no, like,
I don't care how you get it done, just get it done.
No, because, like, even my parents, my father wasn't that type of person. He paid somebody to go cut the grass.
Yeah, I just asking. Don, you going out there, you taking out the trash, you cutting grass?
Okay, first of all, I don't have a problem taking out trash. It's not a big deal. Secondly, my sister can cut grass, change the tires, fix your car, so I don't want to hear none of that. I call my sister. How about that? Because my daddy also told us, and he taught us some things to make sure we could do it all. We don't need y'all if we don't have to use y'all. We use y'all when we want to. No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
Whatever. Shaquita?
Yes, I can take out trash. And
cut grass?
Lawnmower, all that. I just need a particular type of lawnmower if I'm going to be out.
Ride on.
We're gonna give you a self-propelled lawnmower.
That's fine. I'm willing. I'm up to that. Like, I want to be able to do what I need to do or whatever.
Because I say that because if I'm tired all week, I've been manning the kids. Mm-hmm. You come home after working 12 hours and you go to work, and I'm doing stereotypically what a woman, what a woman did in the past, cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kid. You still expect me to cut the grass? Like, what are you gonna do at home?
Oh, yeah, I hear you,
What am I
Kenny.
going to do at home? I'm going to still help out and be a team, because when I get home, if you have been there, I'm going to go and fulfill whatever it is I need to do. If you say, hey, babe, can you do this? Can you do that when you come home? Sure, that's perfectly fine. Like, but as far as completely just like switching like the whole thing, like, no. If you
And the
say,
reason why I asked that is because Kim sent me something via Instagram that was on MSNBC, and it said the roles of a men and women in a household. It says, who is more likely to do each of the following? Laundry, 58% men, 13% women. Clean the house, 51% men, 9% women.
These are lies.
Hold up, hear me out. Care for the child on a daily basis, 50% men, 7% women. Grocery shop, 45% men, 18% women, and wash dishes, 42% men, 19% women.
Okay.
So
Lies.
I'm just saying what the
These
stats
are
say.
lies.
Those are the stats. Listen, those are the stats right here.
Okay, I remember because I posted that too, and I sent it to you. But my thing is, I think it all depends on the household. For me, I thought it was a lie. But
Yeah, that's a lie.
I talked to one of my girlfriends, and she said it's true. She said her father does most of that.
Hey, man, give us our props, man. We do it. We get it done.
No,
It depends on the woman.
No.
Listen,
I
I'm
need to
very domesticated.
renegotiate my marital contract then. If 51% is washing clothes, cleaning kitchens.
Some of y'all.
Let me tell you something. I'm very domesticated. Wash clothes, dishes, go grocery shopping.
You also single.
even when
Oh shit.
even when I was dying, shut up. Shut up. Even when I wasn't single. I wash my own clothes.
James?
Huh?
Exactly. Because I guarantee you, if you had a missus, you wouldn't be doing none of that shit.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I separate my whites from my. First of all, I wash clothes better than my sister do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I separate my whites and my dark. You know what I'm saying? I do that. She throw everything in there. She throw everything in there. She got the bleach that you can put on color. Listen.
I'm gonna call her right after this show, dog.
I don't care. But what I'm saying is I'm very domesticated. I cook, I clean, like I said, I separate my whites from my dark. I don't need you to wash my clothes. You know what I mean? Now, I may want you to cook.
But you take care of your
So is Marcus.
Yeah, but now don't get me wrong. I would definitely want you to cook for me because I hate going to the grocery store and I'd rather you cook.
Hey,
but I can cook. Hey. I don't mind cooking. But I'm just saying that's what the stats say. Hey, Kenny, that's what the stats says. I'm only reading stats.
That ain't my household,
I
honey.
feel you.
please
Cut
send
the
me
grass.
Can you send that to me so I can send it to Marcus and let him know this is the stuff he need to be doing on a regular basis?
Send me y'all Instagram. I will send that to y'all.
Okay, I'm gonna do that too.
That right there,
Hey.
I was not a fan.
This is what I'm gonna say before we move to the last topic, though. How do we assume, like we say, wash clothes, do the dishes, do the laundry, and then cut the grass or mechanic stuff with the car. So we I heard all the women automatically pick wash clothes, cook, clean, and the men assume to do cut the grass and all the stuff on the outside. So why do if there's equal rights, women believe, like with the first question, gender equality, as much as y'all want to equal the make the gap close and equal, well, why I feel like y'all can't do those things?
I didn't say I couldn't. I just said I would pay for it.
I do some of them. What do you mean? I detail the cars. He don't detail cars. I detail the cars. Come on now. I know how to change my own tire. Get out of here.
I would take it to go get it done.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to suggest it, but I will take it to go get it done myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a female that if I ask you, if I say something about it, you don't do it, I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
I'm gonna get my wife y'all number so she can.
Like I don't know if you want to call it a problem or whatever. If I say something about it to you, I'm not about to keep repeating myself.
I'm not either.
I will go get it done. I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
Cool.
It's done.
All right, cool. So moving on, come on, third round, last call. Everybody, before we go to last call, everybody, this is cheers, man. We coming down the home stretch. Thank you guys so far. Y'all are giving us some good energy right now, and doing everything. So who wants to do it? Can we do a toast, man? You know what I mean? Cause
Well, all right, we'll do a toast to everybody to stay safe during this whole crisis that I've never ever experienced in my life. It's so funny how our kids are still acting normal and we living in fear. I'm
Real
just
normal.
from a parent standpoint, but let's just pray that everybody stays safe and really practice social distancing until we get through this crisis.
Yeah, yes.
Here, clink, clink.
And no disinfectant shots.
No disinfectant
Yes.
shots.
No.
Why you picking that question though? It's crazy. We done seen a lot in our lifetime. We done seen the DC sniper. We done seen anthrax. We done seen
Black president.
Anthrax, swine flu.
H1N1, black president.
Yes.
A pandemic. Like we've had terrorist attacks. We done seen a lot.
2000. Dang, I feel stupid right now.
Oh, and then with
the crash.
Yeah, the 9/11.
Thank you. I couldn't get it out. Sorry.
And I don't want people to get too excited too, because I feel like that second wave of this is coming.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna let everybody go outside first. You know how when the new phones come out,
Of course.
that first wave of phones be trash,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to a used joint or what do they call it? Refurbished. Yeah. So.
Man, you from DC like a mug, for real.
All
right, so.
Y'all,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask if you all looked at the world statistics, the numbers of people.
I feel like everybody's not sending their true statistics.
Yeah.
We are the only country that's over the $200,000 mark in exposure. The only country, according to the last statistics I read. It was so disheartening. 840-something thousand, and we're losing 50,000+ people in deaths. Nobody has those numbers but us.
Damn.
So let's get to this last question, y'all. We've been doing this joint almost
all right,
a good little hour some change. So
that's good. So we asked this question during the men's episode, and we wanted to and this sums up everything we talked about today. What advice would you give to a younger you in this world? What advice would you give to a young woman coming up in this world as well?
So pretty much out of question, so we can all be on the same page. What advice would you give to a younger you? Of all the things that you've been through in life and all the, what the saying, if I knew then what I knew now, how would you change or whatever like that. But the question really, what advice would you give to the younger you? And then what advice would you give to a young lady coming up in this world today? And Shaquita, I think we need to start with you. Yes, it's your turn. So Shaquita, starting with you.
Okay, so I think what I would tell my younger self, I can also tell that to a young woman, a young girl that's coming up. I can tell her the same exact things. And I always say to give yourself grace. Number one, be kind to yourself. Don't be afraid to use your voice. And lastly, that you are enough.
I like that. Okay, cool. I like that. Danya, let's come to you.
I think I would tell myself that all the things that I ever dreamt about, you should do all of them. Don't limit yourself to one area. See all my kids, say hello. They're so nosy. That's kid number 4. That's all 4. Then we're done. But just, okay, you got okay. All right, so sorry. But yeah, just do everything. Sadly, I guess my one dream was to be a mom. I wanted to be a mom, and I feel like I still could have been a professional dancer. I probably could have wrote songs. I probably could have pursued all these different things that I probably was afraid to do, or I just put all my dreams in one basket. I think I would just tell myself to do everything. Don't be afraid to do everything.
Okay.
Anything.
Is that the same advice you would give to a younger woman coming up, a younger lady coming up?
Yeah, and that so pressed for friendships because people come and go. And I think I would tell another young lady that men will always be there. So wait.
Okay, so repeat that one time because your screen kind of froze up a tad bit. So what was you saying?
I'm sorry. I think I said that
The
the
one about,
last
you
part.
said something about, yeah, the friendships.
Oh, that friendships always come and go. So don't be so invested. You don't have to be so invested in one person. Friendships come and go, and that men will always be there. So wait.
Got you. Kim, let's come to you.
Always believe in yourself,
Got you.
because I know, I go through my times, even when I was younger, when I didn't, it was just like, can I, should I? Another thing is, it's okay not to be okay, because we're always put on that, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to be strong. It's okay not to be okay. And, take time for you. Don't always give to everybody else. Because a lot of times, I know even for myself, I will do everything for anybody and everybody else and disregard what's going on with me and deal with me later.
Got you.
So.
Cool. And is that the same information you would give to a young lady as well coming up in the
Most
block?
definitely. Like now, yes. And again, like Danya said, everybody's not your friend.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to tell my 6-year-old that.
Got you. Cool. I like those answers. And, I ain't going to even lie to you, man. I might have y'all ladies come past the center and talk to some of my girls that's in the rec. You know what I mean? Because, of course, y'all know I'm a facility director and we have teen night. And I would love to, some of you ladies to come and talk to some of the kids. You know what I mean? Seeing some successful Black women at that. You know what I mean? Because all you guys are successful. So definitely wanted you to come talk to some of my youth as well. But staying right here with you, Kim, before we close out the show, we always ask this question now on the show as well. Give me, for time, you can just give me one person. If you want to give me two, that's fine. But give me 1 or 2 people that you would love to have sit down and have a bar drinking entree with.
Just in general?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter if they dead or alive. It can be anybody. It can be iconic. It can be somebody it can be somebody as cool as your aunt. Anybody. You know what I mean? And why?
My mother.
And why? Your mother. Okay.
She passed June 8th. Will be 4 years this year.
Wow.
And so it would just be the thing of, it's certain things like right now. To have your mother here is something that I miss. I'm sorry. For my daughter, they had a great relationship. Even now, it's hard. Like, she doesn't want me to talk about it because it's hard for her. So that would be the person. Like, I think she even says she's crying right now. But, that would just be that person. She was 3 when my mother passed. So that would be that person that I would want to have that bar drinking entree with. Just for that comfort, that secureness.
Okay, cool. Anybody else?
Kim, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Kim, anybody else, or that's it?
Oh no, Kim kind of took I was going to say my dad. My dad has been gone for 10 years now as of the 17th. And just because I just feel like he would be so cool right now. I think we like the same drinks now. And I'm learning, like, we thought so much alike. We are so much alike. It'd just be cool just to talk to him about what's going on today and how far we come. He was just a cool dude. So that's what I want to have my bar drinking entrees with.
I could have got my break if my mother was here.
So is it, I know we said 1 or 2 people. Anybody else, Kim, that you would want to have a drink with? Or, I'm just giving everybody an opportunity to have 2 people because I know I said 2. So if it's not, that's fine.
Let me say.
If not, that's fine.
Oh, no, I was about to say my god brother.
Okay.
Jermaine.
Wow.
You know Jermaine.
GB.
Yeah. Just because, he can always put a smile on your face. He can always, and then I would just want to know how he feels since he's a police officer right now.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry.
Danya, anybody else besides that one person, or that's it?
No, that's all I could come up with.
Cool. Jaquita, what about you?
I would do a bar drinks and entrees with Oprah.
Okay, and why is that?
Why? Because we share similar upbringings of the things that have happened to her. And then she's just full of wisdom.
Okay.
And I would just want to hear all of that, and just get some feedback about things. And then also, she's an Aquarius, so I'm an Aquarius too. So why not?
Okay, cool. Anybody else?
Yes, I would do Zora Neale Hurston.
Wow, that's a beautiful pick.
I love her work, and one of my favorite times, if I would have been there, I feel like I have been here before on Earth. So definitely during the Harlem Renaissance, just that time,
Right.
culture of Blackness and what it meant to evolve into something to be like the forefront of things. I just want to know.
That's it. Hey, ladies, man, me and Kenny appreciate you guys so much, man. Thank y'all so much. Y'all can unmute Kim, Danya, unmute yourself, man. But thank y'all so much, man. I feel like this is a dope episode, man. Give y'all some round of applause, man. And like I said, this is something new, of course. So we got through it, of course, because of the Zoom thing, man. You know, this is the first time we trying this out. So I appreciate y'all going down this road with us. Thank you guys for being on Bar Drinks and Entrees. It was a blessing.
Yes.
To have 3 beautiful, amazing Black women on the show, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much,
It was
man.
fun.
It was.
What?